Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel. Today is Thursday, April 30th, 2026. And as always, before I dive into my MLB best bets with you guys today, I have to let you guys know, completely powered by Split Labs because we built the exact tool that we wanted to use as sports bettors ourselves. We're going to walk over some public betting splits, some line movement, and some market signals across the MLB today together. And if you yourself want to see what the crowd is doing, where the line is going, and what the market is hinting at, it's what we do every single day, realistically Monday through Friday. Hit the like, subscribe, and if you want access to everything that you'll see here on the dashboard, the Split Labs dashboard, head over to the link in the description and the top pinned comment. splitlabs.net, promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. All right, let's get into it. I have to do a walk of shame here, guys. A walk of shame. Yesterday was a terrible slate for me. And I feel like I'm not even going to make any excuses, guys. Let's just show it. Look at this recap. Disgusting. In the way that we lost these things, Dodgers -1.5. I mean, we can chalk it up. I think they had bases loaded in the ninth, double play to end the game with Shohei getting tagged out and then running backwards towards first base for the double. Come on. Although the -1.5 was dead regardless, so not an excuse. Dodgers, what are we doing? Swept by the Marlins? We're not serious, guys. Pirates money line, atrocious. Cardinals came out to play. Guardians money line, again, another thing that I was just really adamant that they should be the better team and they're just not. I'm done defending you guys. I've done it twice and you guys have let me down. Alcantara, Sandy, over 4.5 Ks, lost that one by the hook, had 4 Ks against the Dodgers. Pirates over 8.5 is the only redeeming quality that I had yesterday, went to 9. Thank you. Angels money line, terrible. Angels over 8.5, terrible. Angels are not doing what they're... The White Sox? Do I have to start respecting them as a baseball club this season? I think so. So that's my walk of shame, guys. Quickly celebrating wins, our one solely win, and then we can't apologize for losses. It is a part of the process, but this is not good and I don't want to see it again. So with that being said, let's dive into today's slate. Got the early games here starting at noon. We'll start out with the Tigers and the Braves here. Looking at the Braves coming in as dogs. Wow. Well, kind of, right? Currently at a pick'em, we can consider it a dog, sure. 75% of bets, 59% of money coming in on +1.5. The price is shifting in favor of the Braves, which aligns with the public. Cool. My concern here is that a 22-9 team has a 77% of bets on them, 75% of money on them. The line movement is trending in favor of the Braves. Good, as it should, given the amount of bets, but you have to scratch your head at why are they only -120? I think this is one of the issues that I've been running into the last, definitely yesterday. I'm banking on what teams should be doing and not just looking at the data in front of me, right? So that's concerning. Total 8.5. 81% of bets, 94% of money on the over 8.5. Total is doing what it's supposed to do. The line has not moved, but the price has shifted from a +100 to a -105. That's a thumbs up if you're currently on the 8.5. Taking a look at these bullpens and these starting pitchers, we got Elder on the mound for the Braves at a 1.95. He's going and giving great inning production, 6.2 averaging in his last 6 starts. Their bullpen is fantastic, 3.21 ERA coming in. And then you got Detroit. Detroit continues to have an abysmal bullpen. Abysmal. 4.84 ERA. The amount of times that Detroit is this close to winning the game and then the bullpen just blows the entire thing away. Terrible. Just looking at, if you bet on them yesterday, really apologies for how you lost that, but 3-4 yesterday, it was an under 8. They did not cover. They were -1.5. So basically kind of a similar experience to what we're in right now. do I want to back Detroit today? You're at a pick'em. You've lost your last two matchups against the Braves, and you're not showing any indication that you can close these games out. One thing I do want to lean into is this over, though. Look at the conditions of the ballpark here. Definitely trending in favor of an over, so we do like that. I do like that playing in our favor here. The last two games had an under 8.5. I think today might be that day. Maybe the bats wake up for the Tigers. Maybe the Braves just continue to like bully them. I am going to go over 8.5 here. I do like that the price has shifted from a plus 100 to a minus 105. Obviously don't love that I'm not getting the plus money on it, but I feel like that's the safer play here. So put that on the official card. Tigers over 8.5. I do always hate kind of playing that for like the first game. I feel like you just gotta test the waters. Really sets the tone for the day. And then I do have a lean to the Tigers, but just given their bullpen situation, how terrible I did yesterday, I have to protect myself from the heartbreak and the travesty that I know this bullpen is. Hands up around this one. I'm not playing anything on the money line or the spread here. I do have a lean to the Tigers, but officially on the card, over 8.5 will be my only play for this card. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the Giants and the Phillies. Two teams that I think are like pretty evenly matched. The Giants bullpen. Woof. Wow, look at that. Anyway, Giants coming into Philadelphia. 70% of bets, 46% of money on Philly spread. So a little more money coming in on the Giants. The books are clearly respecting that money because we're seeing the run line price moving forward towards the Giants. So that's a thumbs up, great signal. 76% of bets, 68% of money on Phillies straight up on the money line. Money line has not changed at all. I would expect to see some type of movement with 76% of bets on it. So noting that down. And then as far as the total here, it opened at an 8.5. It's now sitting at a 7. Move down a whole 1.5 points. If this doesn't tell me this game is in, on top of that, look at the bets. 61% of bets, 54% of money coming in on the over, and you're moving it down 2 points. That tells me I need to check the weather. What's happening here? Not fantastic weather, so I get it. I think that's playing a role for sure. But the books are clearly protecting themselves from there. I am going to move this line back up to the 8. If you can find an 8.5 for like less than a minus 150, 160, I'd still play it, honestly. If you can get that open number somewhere, that'd be fantastic. Give me the under 8 here. We're going to rise this up. The books are clearly pricing against it. Under is going to be my play of the day here. Going over the bullpens really quickly, we got Logan Webb coming to the mound with a 5.11 ERA. He's going deep, and then you've got this fantastic bullpen backing him up. 0.93 ERA, one of the best bullpens in baseball lately. And then a 0.57 whip, fantastic. On the opposite side, we got Sanchez coming in with a 2.94 ERA, also fantastic, giving great inning production. And then another really good, don't let it trick you, just because the bullpen is in red, it only means that the Giants have the advantage. This is still a fantastic bullpen. We got well-rested arms. They're ready to go. Should Sanchez need the assistance, I do like that for the underplay. So you got pitcher working in our favor, bullpen's definitely working in our favor, and then you have the weather, which is not trending in favor of any type of hitting environment. So we love that. Under, I just want to see who won yesterday. Giants lost yesterday. Phillies, they're doing that thing. They're winning games right now, so that's great after like their 10-game losing streak, I think it was. Do I have them winning back-to-back? Possibly. The Giants are just one of those teams that like if I have to rely on their hitting, then I get a little nervous. However, Giants are going to run circles when it comes to the pitching advantage. So I'm going to give me the Giants plus 1.5 here, right? I don't see the Phillies blowing them out. We can start there. And pitching advantage leans in favor of the Giants, so I love that. as long as Logan Webb can hang on. If it comes down to pitching, I've got the Giants 9 times out of 10. If they have to do the bare minimum, like their bats aren't protecting them and they have to get maybe 1 or 2 runs, I'll take the Giants. They're a gritty team. They seem to disappoint you when they've got like the bases loaded or like need to score runs and they're down. But I have this leaning towards a definitely pitcher heavy matchup. And with that being said, let's jump into the playbook really quickly and let's target some pitchers on the mound here, given what we're seeing. Let's take a look at some strikeouts. Christopher Sanchez, 6.5 Ks versus Logan Webb of 5.5 Ks. Let's see how you're doing against the opponent. Haven't faced him since 2024. Not terrible. Sanchez, a 6.5. I mean, that's a pretty... You faced them before, actually. 4.7. So, like, they've seen you. They kind of know your stuff. I'm just looking at recent form really quickly. Altogether, a 75% hit rate, so that is a positive. I think people probably went into the, probably the 4-7 game, seeing this trend and thinking like, oh, yeah, bet the over. And then I'm doing that thing again where I'm talking about like the ceiling and not what's in front of me. However, I do like that, the trend is he does have a really good hit rate against them. He didn't hit it. He clearly on the cusp. So painful. Sorry guys if you took his over that day. And it was a 6.5 line, trending in that favor, but I'm getting plus money for it. One thing not working in our favor is that clearly they saw him already, so they've had the chance to analyze him more recently. Don't love that, but I'm willing to take my chances at a 75% hit rate with plus money at a 6.5 Ks. I don't know if I'm laddering this. Clearly he just hits these numbers, so not a play that I'd ladder, but definitely a play that I'm interested in putting in the card. Christopher Sanchez over 6.5 strikeouts plus 106. All right, with that being said, let's look at a final game here. Let's keep it in the early slate, or should we go to... This is a doubleheader. I didn't even realize. Sorry, guys. All right, game 1. Those are game 1 reads. So I definitely love the Giants at like a possible upset spot for game 1. Moving into last game. Do we want to do Rockies versus the Reds? How are we feeling about it? I really haven't taken a look at these Rockies recently. They're such a fun team lately. I do love that. So looking at the data, we got Colorado coming into Cincinnati. 68% of bets, 52% of money coming in on the Reds -1.5. Clearly seeing a price shift in terms of the Reds spread working in your favor. Money line, 55% of bets, 57% of money coming in on Cincinnati Reds money line. Money line has not changed. I don't think that's too much of a concern, given that, things are kind of a 50-50, I guess. 58% of bets, 82% of money on under 9. What we do like is that the line movement is trending in that favor, 9.5. Going into under 9, so definitely trending and respecting the public sentiment there. Looking at the bullpens and pitching, we got Andrew Abbott coming in with a 6.59 ERA. Don't love that. He's not giving great innings. He's not making 5 innings pitched per start. However, he's got a good bullpen to back him up should he fall, with a 3.51 ERA, so that's great. Rockies, their bullpen has started to slide a bit. They're coming in with a 3.86 ERA as of late. They have some good arms available, pretty limited, but they do have some available. So I have this being like maybe the Rockies in the first 5, and then after that the Reds kind of take this one. Looking at field conditions, ballpark conditions, not really trending in favor of an over, at least if we're just looking at weather. And then 429, the Rockies actually won this yesterday. I didn't even pay attention to that game, I guess, because I didn't have a bet on it. The Reds have the advantage. As long as Abbott can kind of keep it together, I do like the Reds here. What was the total yesterday? Oh, and it went way over this total. Way over. Opened at a 9.5 and 15 runs. Rocked by the Rockies? Oh my goodness. Wow. Give me the under 9.5 here. or I guess the under 9. I don't really feel strongly about bringing this back to open price. Give me the under 9. Give me the Cincinnati Reds on the money line, minus 174. Concerns about the starting pitcher, yes, but I do think, once we get to the inning, like the end of the games and stuff like that, trends in favor not heavily, but like enough, especially with the arms available to Cincinnati. So give me the Cincinnati Reds money line and under 9 here as my final play of the day. With that being said, guys, those are my best bets for this Thursday. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you want access to everything that you saw here as I land my best bets, head over to the link in the description and the top pinned comment. splitlabs.net, promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.